What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Boy John 25 and tonight. And today I'm gonna do my WWE Raw review and highlights. You guys know, hit that like button, hit that red button. Let's get started. Monday Night Raw was a god awful show. Tonight, we welcome. We live from the close set WWE Performance Center and Performance Center Orlando as Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton welcomes us. They joined by the returning Samoa Joe and commentator. They hype tonight's show. We go to the ring and MVP is already out for addition of the VIP lounge. He hypes the upcoming unique Money in the Bank ladder match and says he will have the competitors for the men's match as his guest tonight. He introduced Rey Mysterio first. Rey Mysterio comes out as we see ladders around the arena. MVP introduced Aleister Black next. MVP introduced Apollo Crews next and says he is his pick to win the whole match. MVP asked them all what will mean to win the Money in the Bank. He asked Ray first, but interrupt and speaks for him. He does the same for Black and Cruz. Cruz goes to speak, but the music interrupts, and now comes Selena Vega with Austin Theory, Angel Garza, and WWE United States Champion Andrade. Vega laughs and says, "Absolutely no one in the WWE universe wants to hear what Cruz has to say." She says, "What the entire world is talking about is not the three of them in the ring, but the world can't get enough of Andrade and Angel Garza and Austin Theory." Vega speaks from the stage, says, "These three men are the future of the WWE. The other in the ring and don't measure up to the trio." She continues running down the three competitors, superstars in the ring. They walk down the ramp now, knocking over MVP's velvet rope. We see the Money in the Bank briefcase hanging above the ring as Vega groups enters the ring. MVP and the other three are annoyed with the interruption. Vega says they need to do what's right for Raw and let her three guys take their Money in the Bank spot. MVP says that sounds like a challenge. Ray says Vega is crazy if she thinks they will give their spot up, and that's facts by Rey Mysterio. I agree with that. Ray says it sounds like Vega came out here to pick a fight. A six-man brawl breaks out. Ray, Black, and Cruz stand tall after the brawl. Vega regroups with her three superstars at ringside, and as Ray music hits, we go to commercial. Rey Mysterio, Apollo Crews, and Aleister Black versus Angel Garza, Austin Theory, and Andrade. This six-man tag team match was a decent match. This was decent. Back from the break, and Aleister Black is in the ring with Angel Garza for the six-man match. Garza offers a shake to start and they go at it with Selena Vega yelling from ringside. Garza and Black trade holds now. Black takes Garza down and works on his leg. Garza ends up turning it around and pounding on Black as Vega looks on. They get back up and Black takes Garza right down with a hip toss. Black grounds Garza in the middle of the ring. Apollo Crews and Austin Theory end up coming in and going at it. Apollo Crews with a big stalling suplex for a close 2 count. Apollo Crews works on the arm button, but Austin Theory takes him to the corner. Apollo Crews turns it around out of the corner and nails a big drop kick. Apollo Crews with more offense before grounding Austin Theory by his arm. Rey Mysterio tags in and works Austin Theory into the corner, unloading with shoulder thrusts. Rey sends Austin Theory face first into the turnbuckle for a 2 count. More back and forth now. Andrade tags in and takes over on Rey. Rey counters and sends Andrade into position for a 619, but misses as Andrade's partner pulls him to safety. Apollo Crews and Black run to hit the ropes and then leap out with a big dives on their opponents. Apollo Crews and Black return to the ring to stand with Rey as we go to commercial. Back from the break, and Austin Theory is in control. Black grounding him in the middle of the ring. Austin Theory with a 2 count. Theory puts Black on his shoulders and drops him into the top turnbuckle as Vega smiles at ringside. Theory dumps Black with a bell to belly suplex for a 2 count. Black get hit with a cheap shot from the apron, and Theory keeps him down. Black finally fights back out of the corner. Black rolls Theory up for a 2 count. Black kicks Theory back, but Austin Theory stays on him and stops the attack attempt. Black with a big shot to the chest to get an opening. Rey Mysterio and the majority tag get at the same time to go at it. Rey goes to work but gets sent to the apron. Rey fights back and hits the seated senton from the top. More back and forth with Rey getting the upper hand for a close 2 count. Rey ends up getting sent out to the floor, falling on his face as Andrade takes back control with an assist. We go to commercial. Back from the break, and Angel Garza stopped Rey from tagging and Cruz. Theory tags back in and press Rey's high in the air, then drops him on the mat. Theory keeps control for a 2 count. Andrade and Rey go at it now. Apollo Crews and Austin Theory get the hot tag at the same time. Apollo Crews unloads with thirst in the corner, then hits a big spine buster on Andrade when he runs in. More back and forth between the two teams. Austin Theory with another close 2 count on Cruz. Austin Theory and Andrade team up to send Cruz to the floor. Austin Theory turns around to a big knee from Black. More chaos more chaos. The two sides now. Andrade and Cruz are alone in the ring, going at it. Andrade levels Cruz with the big elbow for a close 2 count. Apollo Crews blocks the hammerlock DDT from Andrade and ends up hitting the sit down power bomb for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Apollo Crews, Aleister Black, and Rey Mysterio. This six-man tag team match was a decent match. After the match, Vega looks on from ringside and she's shocked. Apollo Crews stands tall as his music hits, and we go to replay. Tom Phillips, the continuation of Triple H's 25th anniversary celebration, and sends us to a video on the first of Triple H's top 10 defending moments back to commercial. Back from the break, and we get another Triple H's throwback video. We see Andrade argue with Selena Vega backstage. Charlie Caruso interrupts and asks Andrade what happened in the match. Andrade says his partners lay him down and those opponents can't beat him in a title match. They walk off. Apollo Crews walks up and calls them sore losers. He says he knows he can't beat Andrade twice in one night. Apollo Crews is all smiles. Andrade comes back over and then have words. Andrade says he will put his title on the line anytime. Apollo Crews smacks Andrade in the face. Vega talks trash in the Crews face and grants him the title shot for later tonight. Apollo Crews laughs and taunts Andrade as he and Vega leaves. Tom leads us to a video package on Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Their contract signing will take place later tonight. Still to come, Asuka versus Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax. Tom leads us to an 8 in the Triple H top 10 countdown. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get another Triple H video. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax. This match was okay, but decent. We go to the ring. Out comes Asuka as the Money in the Bank briefcase hang above the ring. Asuka takes the mic and rants after a replay of Nia Jax recently win over Kairi Sane. Asuka goes on about making Nia Jax tap out in the past. The music interrupts and out comes Nia Jax. Out comes Shayna Baszler. My opinion is this: I do not want to see Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax does not deserve the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's just my opinion, and I'm glad TM agrees with me. So TM, shout out to you for saying that, man. I love your reviews, man. Keep up the good work, and you do deserve more views, just like I deserve more views on this channel. Baszler pulls Asuka out of the ring, before the bell, working her over at ringside. Nia Jax watches from the ringside. Baszler launches Asuka into a bunch of ladders. Nia Jax comes right out and drops Baszler. Nia Jax grabs Asuka and manhandles her some but gets super kicked. Shayna Baszler then nails Nia Jax with one of her kicks. Baszler is the only one standing now as she brings a ladder over and lays it against the steel ring steps. Nia Jax ends up sending Baszler into the burial. Asuka looks to capitalize, but she turns it around and Nia Jax running her over at ringside. Nia Jax rolls Asuka into the ring with Baszler. Nia Jax tosses a ring in the ring and comes in. Nia Jax picks the ladder up and charges, dropping Asuka and Shayna Baszler with it at the same time. They end up on the floor. Nia Jax press the ladder high, looking down at Asuka and Baszler on the floor. She drops the ladder and smiles as her music starts up. The match never started, and we go to replay with Nia Jax standing tall alone in the ring. Still to come, Bobby Lashley and Lana will be here. Back to commercial. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we see Lana backstage with Bobby Lashley. Lashley says he knows Lana wants to help him out, but it would be better if she doesn't go to the ring with him tonight. Lana asks if he doesn't want her out there with him. Lashley says that's not it. She's just so beautiful that gets distracted and lose focus when she's out there. Lana understands and is all smiles as Lashley heads to the ring. Bobby Lashley versus Denzel Jordan. I didn't really care about this match. I'm tired of Bobby Lashley competing in real competition. I'm tired of Bobby Lashley facing jobbers. We go to the ring and out comes Bobby Lashley as the WWE NXT superstar Denzel Jordan waits in the ring. The bell rings and here we go. Denzel goes behind with a lockup. Lashley fights out and launches Denzel over his head with the belt to belly. Lashley keeps control and rocks Denzel in the face while they're on the mat. Lashley takes it to the corner and unloads on Denzel. They run the ropes and Denzel catches a kick, then slap Lashley in the face. They run the ropes again and Lashley kicks Denzel, then clubs him to the mat. Lashley with a big suplex, driving Denzel into the mat. Lashley is upset after the shot to the mouth. Lashley drives Denzel into the mat again. Lashley waits for Denzel to get up and then hits the spear for the easy win. The winner of the match, Bobby Lashley. I laugh at the outcome of the match. It says the winner of the match, Bobby Lashley. After the match, Lashley stands tall as his arm raised. As we go to replay, Lashley celebrates as the music hits. I still don't care about this match. Tom sends us to a video on Liv Morgan's win over Ruby Riott from last week as the announcers discuss their feud. Ruby will get a rematch tonight. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and we get a plug for the upcoming WWE 2K Battlegrounds video game. Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott. Liv Morgan has been getting better and better in the ring. I gotta give credit where credit's due. And Tim brought up a very good point. So Liv Morgan has been getting better and better in the ring. But Ruby Riott lose 2 times in a row. Where does Ruby Riott go from here? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anyway, we go to the ring and out comes Liv Morgan as Mark Rum does the introductions. Ruby Riott is out next for this rematch from last week. Back from the break and they go at it. They go at it. Ruby turns it around and unloads in the corner. Ruby charges, but Liv sends her face first into the turnbuckle. They tangle in the corner and Liv dumps Ruby over her face. Liv catches a kick and rocks Ruby with a big right hand in the corner. Liv rips Riott into the corner and follows up with a back splash. Ruby ends up catching Liv with a Riott kick out of nowhere, but Liv Morgan kicks out at 2. More back and forth between the two. Liv catches Riott with her OB living move for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Liv Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Liv Morgan has been getting better. She has been getting better and better in the ring. So I'm impressed by Liv Morgan. After the match, the music hits as Liv stands tall. We go to replay. Byron interviews Liv in the ring and asks if this one it starts of a new chapter for her. Liv has had so many chapters and will have so many more built. She felt like so many other people her age. She's trying to figure out who she is and what she's doing, but she's confident that she will figure it out. Baron congratulated her and she thanks him. Back from the break, we get another Triple H video. Another hype, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Charlie Caruso is backstage with Nia Jax now. Nia Jax gets upset over being asked about Shayna Baszler and screams before walking off. The Viking Raiders are backstage with a promo on the Raw Tag Team Champions. The Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar are much more serious than they were in Carpool Karaoke segment last week, which was god awful. They go on about how the Street Profits has never beat them in NXT or Raw and only rise to the top and they're not around. They say the Street Profits will only be second best as long as they are around, but they are them to prove them wrong. Eric and Ivar end the promo by declaring they want the smoke. Tom calls it a hell of a challenge. Tom says Jinder Mahal will return next. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get another Triple H throwback video. Akira Tozawa versus Jinder Mahal. My opinion, I'm not a fan of Jinder Mahal, but he was back. But he did return to Monday Night Raw last night. Alright, we go to the ring, and Akira Tozawa is out first. Jinder Mahal is out next, making his return. The bell rings, and Mahal sends Tozawa right into the mat. Jinder with more offense before sending Tozawa to the floor. Jinder Mahal manhandles Tozawa on the outside, sending him into the apron, then launching him into the burial. Jinder works Tozawa over some more and brings him back into the ring. Mahal plants Tozawa in the middle of the ring with the running Samoan drop and then stalks him, getting a hype up as he waits for Tozawa to get back up. Jinder easily drops Tozawa again with the calls and covers for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Jinder Mahal. After the match, Jinder stands tall as his music hits. We go to replay. Jinder exits the ring and tosses some trash on the ramp. So I think Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre will be next. So I think Drew McIntyre will put his WWE Championship on line against Jinder Mahal because there's no one left, and I'm glad TM brought that up. Charlie Caruso approaches Andrade backstage, but Selena Vega isn't letting her ask the questions. Vega says Charlie will never ask Andrade another question and must go through her from on out. Vega and Andrade walk off. Angel Garza walk up and flirts with Charlie, asking if maybe the future they can get better acquainted. His hand her a rose and she thanks him. Garza walks off back to commercial. Back from the break, we get another Triple H video. That was just god awful. WWE United States title match. WWE United States title match. Apollo Crews versus Andrade. We go back to the break. We go back to the ring, and Apollo Crews is out. The WWE United States title. The WWE United States champion Andrade is out with Selena Vega. We get the formal reintroduction from Mike Rome before the match. The bell rings as they lock up. Cruz takes control to the corner and they break as the referee counts. Apollo Crews off, but Andrade takes him down by his arm and goes to work. They tangle some and Andrade ties Crews up on the ropes, focusing on the arm. The referee orders them to break as Vega cheers Andrade on. They lock up again and Andrade takes control. Apollo Crews ends up fighting back and nailing a dropkick. Andrade goes to the floor for a breather, but Crews follows. Apollo Crews attacks on the outside, but Andrade fights back as the referee counts. Apollo Crews rolls Andrade back and follows. Andrade stomping away and it turns it back around. Andrade unloads in the corner and puts the knees to the face after beating Apollo Crews down. Apollo Crews looks to put some impressive offense or counter but Andrade drop kicks him out of the corner. Andrade looks to capitalize but misses the corner and lands hard on the floor after a counter. Apollo Crews goes for a moonsault to the floor, but Andrade rocks him and gets the upper hand. Apollo Crews looks to have tweaked his knee, according to Tom. Vega applauds Andrade while Crews is down on the floor. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and Andrade works Crews over. Andrade with a single leg crab in the middle of the ring. Andrade works Crews over but gets kicks back. Andrade comes right back with a sliding kick to the head as Vega applauds. Andrade unloads with strikes in the corner from the floor. Andrade comes back and unloads with boots in the corner as the referee warns him. Vega hypes Andrade up and he misses the running double knees as Apollo Crews moves. Apollo Crews comes right back in the Olympic slam. Both are down. They get up and Crews unloads with strikes. Crews with a big clothesline before rambling Andrade back into the corner. Crews with more offense of the Adrenaline. Crews with a running splash in the corner. Crews with an overhead belly to belly. Crews yells out and Vega looks worried. Crews runs into a big boot from Andrade. Andrade goes to the top, but Crews cuts him off with a kick. Crews climbs up and dumps Andrade to the mat. Crews with a standing moonsault for a close 2 count. More back and forth now. Andrade escapes the suplex and sends Crews into the turnbuckle. Andrade runs into the corner and hits the double knees, but Crews somehow kicks out at 2. Vega is frustrated, but still cheering Andrade on. More back and forth between the two, and they could get to their feet now. Andrade counters Crews' offense with the gorilla press attempts and drops him on his head with a big DDT. Andrade slowing makes the cover, but Crews still kicks out. Crews blocks the hammerlock DDT and Andrade rolls him over for a 2 count. Apollo Crews with the insecurity fighting through the pain. Crews drives Andrade down for another close 2 count. Vega is shocked and frustrated at the ringside. They end up on the top and they trade shots. Crews headbutts Andrade to the mat. Crews goes for a false splash but lands on the knee. And Andrade moves. Andrade tries to take advantage but immediately capitalizes, but the referee backs him off so he can check on Crews. Crews wants to continue, but he crawls to the corner and rests his head on the turnbuckle. Apollo Crews hopes to keep the match going, but the referee calls it and says he is unable to compete. The winner of the match, Andrade. After the bell, Andrade and Vega stand tall with the title. As the music hits, we go to replay. Apollo Crews is down to the corner, being checked on by the referee and shaking his head. Still to come, the Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre contract signing. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get another throwback video. 3 in the top 10 they're showing during tonight's Raw. We see what happened to Apollo Crews in the match with Andrade. Tom says he's being evaluated by medicals, and we will follow up later. We cut to Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. They respond to the early promo by the Vikings and they accept the challenge for a title match, telling them to show up next week and they can get the smoke. We go to a video package on Raw. Women's Champion Becky Lynch focuses on how she won both titles at WrestleMania 35 in 2019 and has been on top since then. This footage was from the WWE 24 special. Still to come, the WWE title match contract signing for Money in the Bank. Back to commercial. Everrise versus Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. This match was pretty good. We go back to the ring and out comes Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. NXT Everrise is in the ring. Chase Parker and Matt Martel. Ricochet starts off with Martel, goes right into work. Cedric quickly Cedric quickly tags in with fast offense for another 2 count. Ricochet comes back in and keeps control until a distraction allows the Martel to close on him from behind with a big shot. Parker tags in and they unload on Ricochet with a big double team move. Parker covers Ricochet with a two count. Parker keeps Ricochet down and talks trash. Parker drops him again and boots him in the head to mock him. Martel comes back in and drops Ricochet with a back breaker for a 2 count. Ricochet sends Martel into the corner, and Parker also goes down due to some miscommunications. Ricochet crawls as Cedric reaches for the tag. Martel tries to stop the tag. Cedric and Parker tag in at the same time. Cedric fights off the double team and unloads on both opponents, using them against each other. Cedric with a running forearm to Parker in the corner. Cedric and Ricochet with big double teaming now. Ricochet with a standing shooting star press for a 2 count. Martel ends up pulling Cedric to the floor and sending him face first into the apron. Ricochet takes Martel out again. Parker rolls Ricochet for a close 2 count. Ricochet comes right back with a close 2 count. Cedric tags back in and drops Parker on his head for the fast-paced win. The winners of the match, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander make a great tag team. After the match, Ricochet and Cedric stand tall in the middle of the ring as the music hits. We go to replay. MVP appears on the big screen and applauds Ricochet and Cedric. He says he was inspired to the NFL draft to reintroduce Shane Thorne and Brandon Vick of NXT. They appear on each side of him now. MVP says last week's win for Cedric and Ricochet was a fluke, according to Vick and Thorne. He says a rematch in the future on that could be straight up balling. Cedric and Ricochet stand tall in the ring and indicates that they welcome the rematch. MVP stands backstage with Vic and Thorne to end the segment. Apparently, their new manager or set up to a swerve next week. Still to come, Seth Rollins and McIntyre are here. Back from the break, we get the second Triple H video from tonight's countdown. We see Apollo Crews backstage on crutches in the trainer's room. Charlie Crews approaches and says she's sorry to see him like this. He was well on his way to the title. Apollo Crews starts to cry and has no comments. He keeps on crutching away at the segment. We go to a video package for Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre's feud. They will sign their Money in the Bank contract tonight, and the King will host this segment. Back from the break, and Tom confirms the Viking Raiders versus the Street Profits next week. We go to the ring to tonight's main event segment as the WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler welcomes us. He's there with a table and chairs for a contract signing. This contract signing between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was decent. Lawler hypes the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and introduces Seth Rollins first. Rollins comes out wearing a suit with black gloves and takes a seat at the table. Lawler introduces the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre, and out he comes, also wearing street clothes. All black. We see the Money in the Bank briefcase hanging high above the ring. Drew somewhat friendly tells Lawler to leave the ring, and the King says he thinks a good idea. Drew takes a seat but stands back up and signs the contract with the title belt on the table. Drew encouraged Seth to sign now. Says Seth is the one who jumped him. Seth is the one who jumped him. Where is it? I know where it says. It says jumped him a few weeks ago. They can get this done in 20 seconds. Rollins signs as Drew says this says time is ticking. Rollins asks Drew if he thinks he wants this. Rollins says he doesn't want this. He has to do this. Yes, he started it. He dropped Drew to get his attention, to get them to this point, to this match, to get the WWE title where it needs to be. Seth Rollins says this isn't about him or Drew. It's the bigger than all of us. Drew said he says Drew will be a great champion someday. He's a great fighter, a warrior with a horrible man, but he's not a leader. Rollins is a leader. Rollins goes on about how he's always been the leaders in his career, and people have always followed. Now more than ever is this industry, the WWE universe needs someone they can follow, some to guide them. They need a leader. Rollins goes on about how he suffered for the title and says Drew doesn't have to. Rollins doesn't want what happened to him happen to Drew. This is the buried to carry. Rollins goes on and Drew says that was really personal speech. Drew says things are clear to him now, and he's sure they are clear to everyone watching around the world. It's clear that Rollins is completely full of Drew asks Rollins exactly where his followers are. The fans turn on him. He's never self-fought. Drew doesn't know what is going on in the ring. On with Rollins, right brain, but he does know one thing: he will not let Rollins win the title under any circumstance. Drew will give him a few pieces of advice to: number one, shut your mouth, stop talking forever. No one wants to hear Rollins talk. Be it right now. Backstage online, he assumes to Rollins' family and friends as well. Drew says Rollins gets his foot stuck in his mouth while his head in stuck up his you-know-what. Number two, Rollins jumps him a few weeks ago and don't finish the job. Drew tells him to finish the job at Money in the Bank. Good, go for the throat because he sure will go for Seth. They both stand up and face off. Rollins says at Money in the Bank, the big picture will become very clear and thirsts him. Drew will be better for it. Seth signs the contract. Seth tells Drew to have faith. Drew immediately slams Seth face first in the table. They come back after. Drew clears the way of the table. Drew drops him with a gladiolus kiss headbutt. Seth Rollins is in pain. Drew talks trash and waits for him to get up. Drew waits for the Claymore kick, but Murphy attacks him out of nowhere, the apron. Drew tries to fight back and gets beat down. Rollins gets up and seems upset with Murphy at first. Rollins aggressively hugs Murphy. Drew suddenly hits a Claymore kick out of nowhere, leaving Murphy in as Rollins is moved out of the way. Drew stands tall as the music starts up. Drew yells out at Rollins, who retreats and watches from the ramp. We go to replay. Drew stands tall with the WWE title belt in the hand as Rollins stares back from the ramp. Raw goes off the air. This segment between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was a decent promo. Well, it was just decent. But who was left to take the WWE title away from Drew McIntyre? Why can't Kevin Owens be in this match? But I can see Jinder Mahal. But it is what it is. But I'm glad TM brought that up on this review, and TM does deserve more views, just like I do. If you guys enjoy my WWE Raw review and highlights, please drop a like on this video. Comment down below what you guys think of Raw. My Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok will be down below in the description. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and I do deserve more views. And I'm glad I'm back on YouTube. That's all I got to say. Shout out to everybody.